Are you ready to face the darkness within yourself in order to achieve true awakening? Prepare yourself, for if you do not, you may miss the opportunity to change your life forever. In the journey of life, there are times when we must confront things we don't want to see, but it is only by facing them that we can uncover the true power hidden deep inside. Join me as we move through these stages and gain a deeper understanding of the spiritual awakening process, a path not meant for everyone, but one that will open the door to a new life if you are brave enough. Beginning the journey of spiritual awakening is like stepping into a new world, where things you once understood clearly suddenly become blurred. Awakening is not a flash of insight, but a slow, challenging process, and at times, a painful one. In modern life, especially for those who have experienced many ups and downs, these steps become even more distinct. You no longer chase after the noise outside, no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. Instead, you begin to hear the call of your own soul, the thoughts and emotions you may have never truly allowed yourself to feel. Many people, especially as they grow older, begin to realize that life is not just about external achievements. It's about how we face ourselves, understanding the parts of ourselves that have yet to be understood. This is a process that requires patience, courage, and at times, endurance. To explore the darkness within oneself is a huge challenge, but it is within these very parts that we find the strength to grow and step into a new phase of life. Imagine if you could begin to feel more deeply about the world around you and what lies hidden within yourself. You would see a life not just full of bright colors, but also filled with a profound peace and stillness that comes from within. In modern life, especially for those who have gone through many ups and downs, facing painful emotions can be a significant challenge. We live in a society where everything must happen quickly, efficiently, and there is no room for weakness. Yet, the truth is, these very painful emotions are the key to deep personal growth and development. Emotions like sadness, fear, disappointment, the ones we often try to avoid, are vital parts of the spiritual awakening journey. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists of the 20th century, pointed out that in order to truly develop, one must confront the shadow within themselves. The shadow, according to Jung, is not something evil, but rather the parts of our soul that we have rejected or buried in the unconscious. Painful emotions, such as past hurts, unresolved wounds, all reside within this shadow. To truly move on to the next phase of life, we cannot continue to live in denial. We must face them. This is a journey that is by no means easy. Looking back at our pain is not just about simplifying things or accepting them in a half-hearted way. It touches deep wounds we would rather not face. However, when we confront them, when we learn to live with the pain instead of running from it, we are no longer controlled by it. Truly facing these emotions helps us grow stronger, because only when we confront them directly can we understand and free ourselves from long-lasting negative feelings. Those who truly awaken, as Carl Jung described, do not run from their pain. They do not suppress their emotions or pretend they feel nothing. Instead, they accept everything, including their pain, failures, and fears. They observe their emotions objectively and let them pass, rather than allowing them to control their lives. This not only heals them, but also allows them to grow and evolve. Accepting the pain and imperfection of oneself is the crucial step toward entering a new phase of life. You cannot step into a stronger, more confident version of yourself without facing and learning to resolve your own weaknesses. This is not just a part of spiritual awakening, but an essential part of the personal journey for each individual, as Jung's theory suggests. So, if you find yourself struggling to face negative emotions, don't be afraid. Stop and listen. This is the moment to explore the uncharted parts of yourself and begin your healing journey. Remember, it is through that very pain and difficulty that you will create the profound transformation within yourself. In life, pain is not something that can be avoided. It is an inevitable part of the human journey, manifesting in many forms: loss, failure, or even just the feeling of being left behind. But not everyone realizes that this very pain is a great opportunity for growth and evolution. Instead of seeing it as misfortune or an obstacle, those who are spiritually awakened view it as an opportunity for transformation. According to Carl Jung, people must often confront their shadow in order to mature. The shadow Jung speaks of is not just the negative elements we have ignored, but also the suppressed emotions, the wounds that have not yet healed. These emotions can be fear, anger, or even the constant underlying anxiety. When we do not confront them, they become an unconscious part of us, affecting the way we live without our awareness. Learning to face and transform these negative emotions is no simple task. In difficult moments, you might feel as though you are being defeated. But it is precisely at these times, when we dare to look pain in the eye, that we realize that this pain is merely a part of the healing and rebirth process. This is how spiritually awakened individuals, those who have truly matured, learn to confront and transform their emotions. Uncomfortable emotions are not something meaningless to be avoided. Instead, they can be valuable messages, helping us understand ourselves and the world around us more clearly. When you feel anger, instead of venting it on others or pushing it away, take a moment to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What within me needs healing? This is the first step in transforming negative emotions. One very effective way to face emotions is through practicing mindfulness and meditation. When you sit quietly and listen to your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you begin to notice that these emotions are like waves. They come and go. You are not your emotions. You are simply the observer of what is happening in your mind. When you accept and observe, instead of reacting, you will see that you can master your emotions rather than being controlled by them. One of the key lessons from Jung is recognizing and integrating your own shadow. This doesn't mean you have to change everything immediately. It's a process of learning to accept and work with the parts of yourself that are unfinished. Instead of running away, instead of trying to reject the dark parts of you, you learn to understand and coexist with them. And through that, you gradually find harmony and maturity. When you can face the painful emotions within yourself and no longer feel overwhelmed by them, you will feel lighter, freer. You will no longer be controlled by negative emotions, and at that moment, you begin to enter a new phase of your healing journey. This is when you truly become an adult, not just physically, but mentally. When you can embrace all challenges, all pain, and turn them into strength for yourself. This process requires patience and courage, but it is also one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. When you learn to face and transform uncomfortable emotions, you will become stronger, not because you are free from suffering, but because you can stand firm and find peace even within the pain. When beginning the journey of spiritual awakening, one of the first things people realize is the necessity of finding inner balance. Life is constantly moving, constantly changing, and at times it forces us into chaotic, unsettling emotions. Yet it is in those moments that we come to understand that nothing is more important than the harmony between opposing forces within ourselves. We cannot avoid the shadow aspects, but instead of running from them, we need to learn how to make peace with them. Spiritual awakening is not some distant journey or a lofty goal. It is the process of returning to oneself, facing the parts of ourselves we have long avoided. And when we begin to confront the shadow within, the elements we deem weak, guilty, or imperfect, we also begin to realize that these very elements are an indispensable part of our wholeness. We must accept that both darkness and light always coexist within us. They are not complete opposites. They are complementary parts that together form a whole. You cannot have strength without experiencing moments of weakness, and conversely, you cannot feel peace without experiencing chaos. This is the law of life. When you accept and reconcile with the darker parts of yourself, you will find true freedom. Freedom is not the absence of suffering. It is the ability to accept and fully understand the painful emotions you are experiencing. Those moments, though difficult, will help you become stronger. someone capable of facing life's challenges without feeling defeated. It is these wounds, these unfinished parts of us, that give us the strength to stand firm and grow. When you face your shadow, you not only explore the depths of yourself, but also gain the power to share this strength with others. You become an inspiration to those around you, to those also searching for peace within. When you no longer fear the darkness within, you will find that you can become a guide, someone who shares the strength and peace you have discovered. The key is that when you understand that the harmony between opposing forces is necessary for personal growth, you will find life becoming lighter. You will no longer feel stressed, no longer seek perfection or external validation. Instead, you will live in the serenity of yourself, with gratitude for the challenges that have helped you grow. Life is not just about racing toward success or searching for happiness. It is a journey of acceptance and harmony. When you can accept both light and dark within yourself, you not only become a wiser person, but you also live a life full of meaning and peace. Thank you for taking the time to reflect with me on the journey of finding inner balance. Sometimes the truths we face are not easy, but they are the very path that helps us mature and become a stronger version of ourselves. If these thoughts have touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next videos, where we will continue exploring, learning, and healing together. Let this spiritual awakening be the light that illuminates your path forward. Thank you for walking this journey with me.